Hi, good evening, everyone. And we are back with the UGC NET Home Science MCQs. And we have started the series of human development. This is our fourth series. So, the first question is, at what age do most infants typically begin to sit without support? Option A is 2 months. Option B is 4 months. Option C is 6 months. Option D is 9 months. Let's understand the milestones of physical development that an infant go through. So when we talk about a starting of the milestone, that is from 1 month to 3 months, they start to lie on the back. 3 to 5 months, they hold their head and roll over. For 4 to 6, they rise up on the hands. 5 to 7 months, they crawl on their stomach. 6 to 8 months, they begin to crawl. 6 to 8 months, also here, they start to sit without the support. For 9 to 10 months, they stand without the support or take the first step. And for 12 to 16 months, they start to take their first step, as in they are walking now. So when we talk about sitting up, sitting without a support, then the answer will be option number C, that is 6 months. Next question. By what age do most children begin to walk independently? Option A is 9 months. Option B is 12 months. Option C is 18 months. Option D is 24 months. Let's understand the milestones. So, as we all know, we have completed till walking. That is, here it has given 11 to 15 months. Moreover, approximately we give such kind of milestones because we all know that everyone goes through their own phase of reaching the milestone. It's not like this is the number and we have to reach now. Okay. So when we are talking about walking independently, so that will be 11 to 15 months. That is what we have seen till now. So the correct answer will be 12 months, approximately 12 months. Okay. A child should be 1 year old when he start to walk independently, taking some baby steps. Next question. At approximately what age do children typically begin to say their first word? Option A is 6 months. Option B is 9 months. Option C is 12 months. Option D is 18 months. Let's see the language development milestones. So for 3 months, they start to poop or giggle. For 6 months, they start to babble as in mama, mom, mama, dada, baba, like such kind of words. When they are 1 year, complete the 1 year, that is, they are 12 months, they say their first word. For 18 months, they know for 5 to 40 words. For 2 years, they know 150 to 300 words approximately, or may say 2-3 words in sentences. For 3 years, they know 90 to 1000 words and ask short questions. For 4 years, they know 200 to 1000 words, which is they may use 5+ words in the sentences. For 5 years, they start to identify letters, create longer sentences to express themselves. So when we are talking about their first word, we know the correct answer will be option number C, that is 12 months. Moving forward towards the next question, which is by the age of 2 years, most children can, option A, speak in 2-word sentences. Option B, jump with both feet. Option C, hold a pencil correctly. Option D, ride a tricycle. Okay, let's see all the options. So we know for the 2 years, they can say 2-3 words in the sentences that we have seen in the previous slide also when we are discussing the language development milestones. So the correct answer will be A, speaking in two-word sentences. When we talk about jumping with 2 feet, obviously when a child will begin walking, that is in 1 year, he'll gain control in 1 year. He cannot jump on both the feet. It will be somewhat 3 to 3.5-year-old child can do. Holding a pencil correctly is a way longer process, because for holding the pencil, we need to have a fine motor skill. So that take actually time. That is 4 years, I guess, approximately 4-year child can do that. Riding a tricycle is a big task, big task. Now it is just that child has started to walk. So the correct answer will be speaking in two-word sentences. Here they are talking about the language development milestone. The next question is, which of the following motor skills is typically developed by the age of 3? Option A is drawing a circle. Option B is cutting with scissors. Option C is hopping on one foot. Option D is writing their name. Let's see the motor skills milestones. So for 12 to 18 months, child can walk independently. As you know, he can throw a ball, he can build a block, like he can play, he knows how to imitate an animal. So woof woof means dog. For 18 to 24 months, he can run, he can kick a ball, he can jump somewhat 2 years, like taking a short jumps, maybe. He can scramble, and he can sing a rhyme, not learn the rhyme, but can copy the rhyme. When we talk about 2 to 3 years, he can ride a tricycle. He can catch a ball now. He can build many blocks here. And for 2 to 3 years, he can draw circles, squares, straight lines, sleeping lines, sending line. And he can tell that I am Ken. He can explain that I am Ken. He cannot write his name. So when we talk about motor skills developed by age of 3, the correct answer will be drawing a circle, as you have seen in the last slide. Next question is, at what age do most children begin to show preference for using one hand over the other, that is handedness? Option A is 12 months. Option B is 18 months. Option C is 24 months. Option D is 36 months. Let's understand these ones. What are the milestones that a child could achieve? In 12 months, we can say that most of the child are still exploring the use of both the hands equally at this age. So they cannot show any strong preference for one hand. For B option, that was 18 months. Here, some children may begin to show a slight preference for one hand, but this is also not usually, we cannot say that they have established they have chosen the hand with which they want to work. For option C, that is 24 months, here hand preference may start becoming more noticeable, but many child still switch between the hands. Like they may write with the right hand and then they write with the left hand. That is still trying to choose between them. When we talk about last option, that was 36 months. By this age, most of the children typically show a clear preference. We know here like a child is going to be left-handed or the right-handed, and they establish their handedness. So the correct answer will be 36 months. Moving forward towards the next question. By the age of 4, most children can, option A, tie their shoes. Option B, use a fork and spoon effectively. Option C, write letters of the alphabet. Option D, understand simple time concept. Example, today, tomorrow, yesterday, such kind of a time concept. Let's explore the options. The option A was tying their shoes. This skill is usually developed somewhat 5 to 6 years of age because it requires a more refined motor skill and coordination. Option B was use a fork and a spoon effectively. By the age of 4, actually most of the children use the fork and a spoon with a good control. They manage to eat independently. Then option C is writing a letter, write letters of the alphabet. At the age of 4, children may begin to recognize and attempt to write the letter, but they typically develop it at the age of 5. Okay. If you talk about 4 years, they are still trying to connect the dot. We have begun to write in by connecting the dots. If you want to form A, we'll connect 3 dots. Then the D option was understanding simple time concept. For the milestone, if you talk, by the age of 6, children start to grab some concept of time. which means they understand tomorrow, today. Okay, what that means. So the correct answer will be using a fork and spoon effectively. This is the milestone for the age group of 4 years. Next, a question is, at 5 years old, children are typically able to, option A, count to 100, B, understand the concept of conservation, option C, tell a simple story using full sentences, D, recognize all the letters of the alphabet. Let's see the options. So if you talk about counting, by the age of 5, some children may count to 100. It is not said to be they should know, but by the 6th they actually count till the 100. So we cannot say this is a milestone for the 5-year-old. If we talk about understanding the concept of conservation, that is way back. That means somewhat 7-year-old child could understand what is the meaning of conservation and how the quality changes. Like if the water is in the bowl, if we transfer the bowl water to the glass, that means it holds the same quantity. It doesn't mean that a glass have a more water than the bowl. Okay, so this concept only develops after the 7 years of the age. C option was telling a simple story using a full sentences. So actually, the child could tell the story using the full sentence when he is 5-year old. This is showing that he's growing a language and cognitive skills. So this will be the milestone for this storytelling, like a language development. Then we have option D, that was the last option, where it says that recognize all the letters of the alphabet. Many 5-year children can recognize most of it, most of the letters of alphabet, but some of them cannot master that. So it's okay. They may skip some of the alphabets like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, K, L, M, N, O, P. They'll skip some of the alphabets in between, and that is common between in the 5-year-old. So the correct answer for the 5-year-old will be option number C, telling a simple story using a full sentences like, today I went to the school and I said good morning to the teacher. That is a very simple story and they can use this full statement. So the next question is, which of the following is a key characteristics of growth in early childhood? The option A is rapid height and weight gain. Option C is slow and steady growth. Option C is decrease in appetite. Option D is significant loss of baby fat. Let's understand each options. So the option says, A says that rapid height and weight gain. So infancy, this is the more over the characteristics of infancy rather than the early childhood. So in the infancy, the growth of height and weight is actually very, very fast. If you talk about early childhood, here we have slow and steady growth as we become little bit slower in the growth part. So rapid growth seems in infancy. After that, we again develop the pace in the puberty. The option C is decrease in appetite. Appetite may decrease as growth slow down in early childhood, but this is not primarily the characteristic of growth itself. We cannot say that this is the characteristic of growth. So D can be D option was significant loss of baby fat. Loss of baby fat is as they grow taller and learn. This is the part of slow steady growth process. So the more correct option for the growth in early childhood will be slow and steady growth, because of the word growth we are going with the B option. So please stick with the slow and steady growth. If you talk about the D option, significant loss of baby fat, that can be a example for physical growth. But if you're talking about particular growth, then it will be option number B will be more appropriate. The next question is in terms of physical growth, and now we are talking about physical growth. The period from birth to 2 years is characterized by option A, the most rapid growth in height and weight. Option B, a plateaus in physical growth. Option C, slow and gradual increases in height and weight. D, is rapid growth in brain size only. Let's explore each option. Option A says that there will be a rapid growth. So the period of 2 years is marked by the most rapid growth in both height and weight as infant undergo significant physical development. If you talk about growth, second option, growth does not plateau during this period. It is not accurate to say that. Okay. The C option was growth during this period is not slow. It is rapid here, okay, for the 2 year. If you talk about option number D, rapid growth in brain size only, while brain actually grow with a significant during this period, the growth of height and weight is also rapid. So limited to the brain, no, we cannot say that it is just limited. Growth is limited to the brain. So the correct answer will be A. The most rapid growth is in height and weight. The most important question, they usually ask question from the cephalocaudal and proximodistal development. So here it is. A cephalocaudal development refer to the pattern of growth that occurs from the feet to the head. That is your option A. Option B is from the head down to the toes. Option C is from the center of the body to outward. Option D is in random order. So let's understand what is cephalocaudal. When we talk about cephalocaudal, the word, we will break this word. So cephalo means head, caudal means tail. That means that development is from top to bottom. When we talk about proximodistal, we'll break the term where proximal means center and distal means outward. That means the growth, the development here is from center to outward. Center to means from center of the body to the outerward, that is towards the feet and hand. If you talk about head to tail, that means okay, let me give you the example for that. When a child is born, the body is a bit smaller, but the head is quite bigger than the body. But slowly, when we grow up, the head is the smaller part, and the body eventually grows up. So that's the head to like top to bottom, cephalocaudal. So when we are talking about the pattern, cephalocaudal is referred to the growth that occurs from head down to the toes. Okay, from head to toe. That is the cephalocaudal. Let's see the next question. Which of the following is true about brain development in the first 5 years of life? Option A is the brain reaches 50% of its adult size by the age of 2. Option B, the brain undergoes the majority of its structural development after age 5. Option C is the brain doubles in the size by the age of 5. Option D is synaptic connections in the brain peaks during the early years. Let's explore the options. So if we say about the option number A, by the age of 2, the brain is approximately 80 to 90% of the adult size. So it is not just 50%. If you talk about the second option, the most structural development occur in the first 5 years, not predominantly after 5 years. No, it actually occur before the 5. The brain, the option number C, the brain grows rapidly but does not exactly double the size by the age of 5. How that would be possible? It reaches a significant portion of its adult size by this age. If we talk about last option, which was synaptic connection, reach their peak during the early years of the life before curing occurs. Okay, synaptic connection means where the synaptic connection is something, how do you tell you, are the place where neurons connect and communicate with others. Okay, neurons, just Google search the picture of neurons, you will understand what I'm trying. That is the synaptic connection. So coming back to our question, the correct answer will be option number D. That is, in this age, the synaptic connection in the brain peaks during the early years, like the connection between the neurons are happening. That's how we gain our movements, you know, the development, the motor skills. Next question, which of the following is a key psychosocial milestone typically achieved by the age of 3? The option number A is understanding and following simple rules. Option B, separation anxiety. Option C, parallel play. Option D, egocentrism. Let's understand each option. Where option A is understanding simple rules is not typically is a milestone of psychosocial development. Actually, understanding a simple rules will be the milestone of model development. So option number B was like separation anxiety they were talking about. Separation anxiety actually decrease at the age of 3. Before the 3, they have a separation anxiety from a caregiver. At the age of 3, they are quite, they are somewhat becoming aware of their surrounding, and they are trying to interact with other people. Like they have some favorite auntie or uncles. Coming to this option number C, at the age of 3, children often begin in parallel play. If you talk about, there are 6 different types of play that we'll study in our tomorrow's MCQ class. So when we talk about parallel play, it means that a child, two children are sitting together, but they are playing separately. Okay, they are just sitting together. They are not associated with each other. The first child is playing his own game, and the second child is playing his own game. They are parallel. That is what we call parallel play, and this is seen at the age of 3. If you talk about egocentrism, it is more common in young children, but it is more about their thought process rather than specific to psychosocial development. Thought process, as in we are talking about cognitive development. If we will talking about the milestone of cognitive development, then we can say egocentrism. But here we are talking about psychosocial milestone. So the option number C, that is parallel play, will be the correct answer. Next question, gross motor skill in early childhood typically develop in which sequence? Option number A, rolling over, sitting up, crawling, walking. Option number B, crawling, walking, sitting up, rolling over. Option number C, walking, sitting up, rolling over, crawling. Option number D, crawling, rolling over, crawling, walking, sitting up. You have to arrange the gross motor skill, like what will happen first. So let's see the milestone of gross motor development. But before that, let's understand what is actually gross motor development. When we talk about gross motor development, it is the work of our bigger muscles. Bigger muscles, as in the muscles which are present in our arms, in our legs, are our bigger muscles. This help us to develop the balance and coordination that we required. This is for the gross motor development. The examples could be sitting, crawling, because here we are using a long muscle. If we are sitting, we are using the muscle at our back. When we are crawling, we are using the muscle in our hands and in our legs. For running, we are using our leg muscles. For jumping, for climbing, and throwing a ball. Okay, this is a gross motor development. I'll explain you the fine motor skills in the coming next slides. Yeah, I have a question for that too. So the correct sequencing for the motor development will be, first will be holding a chin up, holding a chest up, then sitting when supported, sitting alone, standing holding furniture, crawling, walking if lead, standing alone, and then walking alone. So obviously we know that first he will roll over, then he'll sit up, then he'll crawl, then he'll walk. That means option number A is the correct answer for gross motor skill in early childhood. Next question. Which of the following is considered a fine motor skill? Option A, running. Option B, hopping. Option C, drawing. Option D, jumping. Let's see what is fine motor development. So fine motor development means working over small muscles. Muscles which are present in our fingers, that are small muscles, It helps us to write, draw, color, clapping, waving. Okay, so you know that we first develop our gross motor skill, then we develop our fine motor skill. That's why writing is like a way back milestone, while sitting and crawling is way early milestones. Okay, it's not like we learn writing first and then we learn to crawl. No, we learn to crawl first, then we learn to write. Okay, so that's because first we will develop our gross motor skills, then we will develop our fine motor skills. That's it. Let's see the milestone of fine motor skills for the kids. These are the example. This is not in a sequence form. Art and painting is a fine motor skill. Playing with the dough is a fine motor skill. Getting dressed up, solving puzzle, sponge play. Okay. So for the fine motor development, it will be option number C, that is drawing. Rest of the options are related to Gross motor development, running, hopping, and jumping is example of gross motor development. For fine motor development, we'll say option number C, drawing is the correct answer. Thank you so much for joining us. We wish you all the best for the exam. Don't doubt yourself, be motivated, and you'll achieve your target. All the very best. Happy learning.